If I took the risk, I'd probably be in a better place in life. Insecurities, doubt, regrets, fear, that all kept me from living the life I wanted to. It kept me in the same spot, running in circles. But if I took the risk, I wouldn't have stayed in a dead-end job. I wouldn't have built the businesses I wanted to build. I wouldn't have traveled the world like I wanted to travel. I would have had the right relationships and the right friendships around me. If you feel like you're stuck in a rut and you're fearful of getting out of your comfort zone, especially at the age of 40, then this video is for you. My name's Leo, and turning 40 this year has brought me to realize a lot of things about what it takes to build a great life. There's a lot of things I did do, but there's even more things I didn't do. And not taking the risk prevented me from being happy earlier. It prevented me from being content and finding fulfillment and purpose and drive. Because when you finally get to a place when you're doing what you want to do, then the sky's the limit. Your confidence builds, your self-esteem builds. It's a great thing, but it takes a lot of mental fortitude. It takes a lot of being real with yourself, of what you need in your life and what you don't need. The first thing I implemented to get me to take more risk was the 3-second rule. You could use the 5-second rule if you wanted to, like picking up the food off the floor and eating it. In 3 seconds, when you see something you want, you got to decide on it. Whether it's a smaller decision, take 3 seconds and then decide yes or no, yes or no. Hurry up and go. The more decisive you are, the less time you have to think about things. The less time you're going to let doubt and fear and limitations creep up and overtake your mindset and your thought process. When you give yourself a small amount of window and intentionally decide, okay, yes or no. Yes, let's go figure it out. Because in all actuality, most of the things in life, if you know it already, you've done it already. That's within your comfort zone. But if you don't know, it's going to cause a little bit of doubt. And if you want to figure it out and grow, then you have to be willing to just say yes. Whether it's going skydiving, take a new job, to start a business, to go ask a girl out, whatever it is, just make a quick decision. If it doesn't work out, at least you tried. That's the worst that can happen. Now, I'm not saying this is right for the bigger decisions in life, like where you're going to live or spending a lot of money, but this is a decision-making process in terms of experiences. When you get accustomed to saying no to everything, you actually shut yourself off from the world. You put yourself in a silo. You actually miss out on what's growing around you. It's like being in a garden, but not seeing the flowers. It's like saying you're in the gym and you want to get healthier, but you don't know the exercises and the machinery around you to actually build those muscles. One example that I've gone through was starting a business. 2019, I had a lot of personal issues from family members passing away, losing a job, being unhealthy. And then during the pandemic, I'm dealing with all those emotions and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. It took me 2 years to make a decision what I wanted to do. That 2 years, I could have made up a lot of time. That 2 years, when I was actually starting that real estate company, I could have already bought several properties at a lower rate. When you take the time to just spend more time on just learning, but not actually go doing it, you miss out on opportunities. So saying yes right away is really great, because if you let doubt creep in, it's like quicksand. Once it's in your head, it grows, and then it's hard to get away from it. You get deeper and deeper and deeper. You're flopping around, trying to reach for anything that could pull you out. But it seems like the more you think about it, the more crippled you become. Next thing is the belief that small wins lead to bigger wins. It's easy to say, oh, I'm going to do this big, humongous goal. I'm going to achieve it in 6 months. But are you being realistic? Most people aren't being realistic. Start out with small things, because small leads to big. For example, I like working out, but there's times where I work out really hard. And then there's been times where I've been lazy and I haven't gone to the gym in a couple months. So how do I acclimate my body to get back into working out? I start off with walking, 20 minutes of walking every single day. It helps loosen up my joints. I get a little bit more active, get used to building a sweat, heating up my body and warming up. Then afterwards, okay, let's start doing some calisthenics. Might not work for everyone and it might seem like it's slow for everyone, but I do it so I could take care of my body and I don't break down really quickly. I don't have the same body that I did when I was 21, where I could just get up and get moving and bust a workout out. At this age, my body is sore from just grabbing groceries or something, lifting up bricks, cinder blocks, and things like that. But you got to take the small wins, not just in workout, but also in business. Everyone wants to build the next multi-million dollar business. Focus on getting the first client. Once you get the first client, get the next 10. Then after you get 10, go for 100 clients. We started going bigger. It doesn't come by just overnight. It came by every day trying to get another customer, rinse and repeat. And eventually it snowballs. It gets bigger and then it gets bigger. That's just how it works. It's not about going 0 to 100 right away. Life is not meant to do that. And if it does, what I've noticed is when things go up really fast, they usually fall down fast too. So you got to be careful with that. You know what they say, fast money goes in, but it goes out just as fast. A lot of what I do is just go for the base hits. You don't have to go for a home run every single time. The home runs will come naturally. So just get on base. One of the things that most people fail to understand is leverage. Whether it's business or you're doing something new, you want to get as much knowledge and expertise as quickly, right? For me, that's how I operate. I might not know something, but I know how to get the information really quickly. Because for me, it's all about leverage. I'm leveraging my abilities to better understand what I'm going for. The risk in life is only a perceived risk. It's just an awareness of uncertainty. Leverage knowledge against uncertainty. So now you're less fearful because you do have knowledge. The problem is with leverage is that everyone takes their time trying to read on everything. They want to be a YouTube expert on the subject they're talking about. And it's not about being the YouTube expert, but it's about knowing enough where you can make an educated decision. Leverage for me in the situation of taking risks, I'm talking about it in terms of starting your life over, building a business, leaving a W-2. The reason why leverage is important is because I no longer have the monthly income from the W-2. I am starting with the deficit and I have to make that up really fast. Now, I do have income from my businesses, but it's not a full replacement of my W-2. I've been in healthcare for 17 years. That's a large salary. The benefits package with that, it's a lot to overtake in cash flow, especially when I have businesses and I stick to tight budgets, which means I'm not going to just take just to maintain my quality of lifestyle, but everyone still has bills, things to pay for. So I'm leveraging my knowledge as quickly as possible to generate more income for me. Leverage is good because it shortens the timeline of uncertainty. So how do you use leverage? One is for knowledge. One is for teams. As I build my businesses, I'm looking for qualities to hire in other people. When I see a certain skill set that I could actually see potential and help grow it and develop it to offset some of the responsibilities and duties that I do, then that's a great leverage point. Now I'm gonna hire that person and train them on my responsibilities and let them grow with that. Part of taking risks is learning to trust the process. It's also about learning to trust the people around you and not being so hands-on in control like a tight fist. When you're taking risks, you're actually letting go of what you had. But if you don't let go of what you had, you'll never be able to reach out and grab what's coming next. I always consider leverage like a pulley system. At movie theaters, the old school ones, people would pull on ropes so the curtain goes up. That's ran by pulleys, a bunch of gears with ropes around it. When you want one action to happen, 3 other actions happen. It saves time rather than just trying to do one at a time. One specific thing you do creates a ripple effect of multiple things at one time. Now, this last one is probably one of the most important one because when it comes to taking risk, 99% of people are scared of what other people think. They're scared to look stupid. They're scared to look foolish. They're scared to look like they don't know anything because they're so used to being in their box, being an expert at what they know. I've been in healthcare pharmacy. I know a lot about it. But now that I'm going into a business that's not related to healthcare or pharmacy, I feel like I'm unqualified. I feel like I don't have the right skill set. I feel like I don't have the right knowledge to run a business. But yet, these businesses are seven-figure companies now. Being scared of what other people think, it's kind of useless because they're not thinking about you, is what I mean to say. I look stupid on this YouTube right now, just talking about what is my thought process in taking more risk. But it's important for me to actually get this out there because most guys will never take the risk because they don't know how to take the risk. They see all these motivational videos that tell them just go out and do it. Who cares? Take the risk. There's a thought process and a mindset behind taking the risk that most people don't understand. When you want to jump off a cliff into the lake or jump off a diving board, what's the first thing you do? You look at where you're going to land. Then you have the proper footing. Then you actually prepare yourself. Even when you're prepared and rocking and getting ready to jump, you still can't do it. Why is that? It's not the preparation. It's the mindset. It's the thought process behind it. Now, if you understand how you think and how you go about taking that leap of faith, then it becomes easier because you're self-aware of what you're doing, what you need to do, and how you need to do it. So you're comfortable in doing that. So I always tell people, who cares what people think? Because that's the number one thing that actually keep people from going after what they want in life. They get stuck, they get restricted, and then they regret it. And then they look back when they're 50, 60, 70. They look back at their age. I should have done this. I should have done that. And they never took the opportunity to do it. And that's why, like, with this YouTube channel, my focus is really just showing you what I'm doing to take the risk. It's a journal to myself in the future to share the life experiences that I'm thinking about, that I'm going through. Now, I can't share everything specifically on the business sense just because some of this information is strategic and I don't want it to get out to everyone just yet. But at least I'm talking about what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what kind of stresses are coming at me, just so other people could actually see that they're not the only ones thinking about this. They're not the only ones feeling these things. There's guys out here that just don't say it. I'll catch you later. Be easy.